Okay, hello, good evening and welcome. It's Tuesday and this is Startup Tuesday, but we're going to talk about funnels for entrepreneurs. Yes, so let's get straight to it. Let me just get the right page up. There we go. Right, let's take the placeholder off because otherwise there's not much to see. There we go, fantastic. Let's resize that because I didn't do that beforehand. Let's get rid of that, we got rid of that. And let's just put this up here. Okay. So why do we even need a funnel if we're a startup or an entrepreneur? So last week I told you about the 3 types of funnel, and the most important thing, to take away, basically, well, the most important thing is that a funnel is just a way of interconnecting pages together. And each page has a purpose or a role, as we put it. But the one thing I want you to take away is that it could be that it just doesn't go from page to page. It might go from page to email to page to email to page, okay, or something like that. So, the way they get from one thing to another, could be different. And these days, this could also include, messengers. Sorry, I'm having a bit of trouble typing there. There we go. Messenger bots, Facebook or otherwise. Let's make it a different colour just to jazz things up. Let's jazz things up. Whoa, funky-ish. Messenger bots. Let's not forget our good friend SMS text messages. And let's not forget our good friend web push and sorry, just typing that typo, and whatever else comes along. Whoops. Okay, and that could even be, DM or something, direct mail, postal, in the post, whatever, that kind of stuff. So then, we talked about the 3 types of funnel as well last week. So what I want you to do this week is just to talk about a specific funnel, which is the first example I'm going to do is from my own product, which is called Anytime Webinars. It's basically I'll just put it in there. Video replay that feels live because it interacts. Okay, it's a mysterious product. You have to check it out. Okay, so here's the thing, basically. At the moment, I have the SaaS platform with a sign up page. Okay, in actual fact I shall call that an order or trial page. So they can try it or they can order it. Which is basically what I just said. Anyway, but just to make sure that we're on the same page. So that's what can happen right now. So the thing is that my initial way, because nobody knows about it, to get people to this is going to be paid traffic via adverts. Okay, that's my initial way, and it's mass scalable thing, so that's quite good. But the trouble with this, as we kind of hinted at last week, is that in order to get the maximum return on investment for my ad traffic, they would need basically to need it today. Okay, and the problem is that even with semi-targeted traffic, okay, i.e. I know that they're in the the industry. I don't know what they already own, but it's probably something they want to do, that kind of thing. The figure's only about 3%. So only 3% of the traffic that I send it today from an advert is probably going to be ready or able, or whatever the reason is, psychologically motivated, all these things that are going to get in the way, people who believe me, all those kind of factors. Probably only about 3%, which isn't very much. So that means I'm leaving 97% of the money on the table, and other than retargeting, I've got no way of getting hold of those people. But as we saw last week, retargeting is the major method that we can use, even if people don't opt in, to get at that traffic again. Okay, so I'll just show it to you quickly. Where do we have it? So this was the remarketing funnel, basically. So the ad went straight to the offer, but if they didn't buy, we've still got them with the remarketing pixel, so then we can send them to some other thing to get them in the right mood, removing whatever the roadblock was when they didn't buy today. Maybe it's payday, or they're ready, or they've seen it twice now, so they're ready, and then we can send them to the offer again. So even if we do nothing else, as long as we're using the remarketing pixel, we kind of have a kind of vague ability to build a list. Okay, it's a pixel list, so it's not the best, and I've just invented that phrase, but it's pretty good actually. Pixel list. So it's something, but it's not the best, because we still have to run adverts to get the pixel list. So this is, although it's only three building blocks, that is still a funnel. Okay, but the question is, what could I do to improve that funnel? Okay, what are my options? What are my possibilities? Okay, because it's a very short funnel, so my possibilities aren't that huge. They exist, but they're not that huge. The main thing I can do is to run the retargeting campaign, and the biggest thing that I can do really is to improve the offer or its presentation. I could run a deal on it, but it doesn't really work, because if they don't know they want it, the deal doesn't help them. They're not going to buy something for 50% off if they don't want it. Okay, it's just sort of laws of the universe. I could offer you a thing for £1,000, but you don't know if you want it, so you're not going to buy it. The fact that maybe it's worth £1,000 is your loss. But the point is, until you understand the offer, until the offer is something that you want, maybe I'm offering you £1,000 of dung, which is got a market value of £10,000. But unless you deal in dung and you've got somewhere to put £10,000 worth of dung, then you're probably still not going to buy it. So the deal is only a deal. So I'm just trying to drink my coffee at the same time. When people want it. Okay. Very important fact. Deal is only a deal if people want it. And want it means that they, also means that they have to understand it and trust it and are enabled to use it and all those sort of things. There's 101 reasons why, the price doesn't matter if they don't want the thing. Okay, and the reason they don't want the thing, that's the thing that's got the 100 reasons. So in this kind of three-piece funnel, paid ads to the buy page, to the buy button, backed up with remarketing, 3 stages. All I can really do is send it more traffic, run the remarketing ads again, or improve the offer. Okay, now those 3 are actually very significant, and I don't want to understate how important this basic funnel is, Because if this isn't working, nothing really that we're going to add to it is really going to help that much. So basically, we want to make sure that we've got an offer that's attractive and that we're showing it to the right sort of people and that we're doing it in the right kind of way, and that we're using the remarketing to get that kind of relationship building going on. Okay, so I don't want to understate that at all, because this is the most important thing. This is your biggest roadblock here. Okay, this is the biggest roadblock. So this is the one you should spend the most time on, really, because if this isn't right, as I say, then nothing else much is going to happen. It's just a sad fact. Actually, I think there's an arrow in here. Let's just use one of those. Let's use that one. Okay, so this is the big gummy bear thing here. Where's the colour? There it is. So I'll put that in red because it's super important. Okay, and of course I did that in the wrong one. Brilliant. There we go. Right, so that's that. So what else? I'm going to put this up there because I know I'm going to run over them. So what else can I do? Well, you should still split test, doing this, because this is the low-hanging fruit. And if we were allowed to use exit pops, we could, do something about that. But I think what we'll do, let me just get rid of this now, because I don't know if we need that anymore. Because you know that from the other slide. So what we can do is, rather than the exit pop, which we're not allowed to run on most ad platforms, is we can run the remarketing campaign. Okay, that's one thing. But the point is that just showing them the same offer in the same way is not going to get anybody anywhere. Okay, because they didn't buy it the first time. They're not very likely to buy it the second time unless there is some sort of timing issue or familiarity issue. But that's not normally for most of the viewers going to be the case. There might be a few percents of people in that category, but generally they didn't buy once for a reason, and we need to overcome that reason, as we said. Now, how do we overcome that reason? Well, this is really where the funnel comes in, because most people think that a funnel, as we said, and it's true, it is as well, but most people think that a funnel is they buy one thing and then you sell them another, and that is part of a funnel. That's certainly what can happen, and that's certainly a profit booster. So that's all good. No issues with that as such. And maybe they even go on, and they give them some other reason, to do it. And we'll talk about valid and non-valid ways to do these things, to do the offers and the prices they should be and the take-up and all that sort of thing another time. But that's not my main focus right now, because it's not the main creative use of a funnel. Okay, if they already bought from you and you've got their contact details, then the option to sell them more is basically always open to you. So it doesn't, in some ways, even matter if you do it right at the moment. Now, the psychology is that that they're already hot to buy. Okay, because they've already purchased. Okay, and that's why people get so excited about doing one-time offers and cross-sells and upsells. But we could actually do it any time, and naturally, if they're on your list and you're looking after them, you're nurturing their success. As the I've got no word from that now. As their guide, as their not mentor, but their It's another word for guide, anyway. So yeah, it could be instantly, or not. Yeah, but if they're on your list, yeah, you're going to keep looking after them and keep sending them stuff that will help them. Okay, so of course you can do that. Okay, that's a list. That's not really so much of a funnel. Now it might be that you use funnels in that process in the same way that I'm about to here, but largely it's it's really more of a list. Okay, do it that way. So you can do it instantly because they're hot to trot because they just bought something. They think, what the hell? Let's supercharge it like you do with your fries, and you want an apple pie with that at McDonald's, all that. But yeah, they're on your list, and basically that kind of opportunity is available to you all the time. Okay, if you got their email. So that's not really a funnel as such, although the funnel's kind of acting. Sorry, the email's kind of acting as a funnel. But where the the creative bit comes in is basically to do something else. I'm going to take that out of there, which is this. There we go. So they didn't buy because there was some sort of roadblock. Okay, now there are 101 roadblocks that we could do. Let's just address the biggest one. Okay, but they're almost endless. There's an awful lot of roadblocks, but the biggest one, I'll put another block in another circle just to indicate that it's one of them. So the biggest roadblock basically is but will it work for me? Okay. Now the question is, why do they think that it won't? Okay. Now again, usually, or a big part of the thing, ultimately, is self-confidence. Okay. If they've seen it and they believe it and it's credible and they accept that it could work, but they won't do it because they don't know if they can do it because they don't believe in themselves. So that's why largely this first path here only works on 3% of the people. Okay, because the rest of them either still don't understand it, or they're not ready, or they're not enabled, or they just don't want it, or they don't see how it's relevant to them, or 101 other reasons there. But ultimately, will it work for them? And that's a self-confidence issue, or a belief in the product issue to an extent. But mainly, it's about them. So the thing about the funnel here. Can I make any wrong room here? I'll do that. So the main thing about the funnel here, that wasn't so great, was it? Is how do we cover their self-confidence? Okay, it's not really our job, but it is our job because that's what's stopping them from buying. Doesn't matter how many features we throw at them, or what prices we throw at them, or anything else that you might want to throw at them. Let me just have another drink of coffee. They still don't know if it will work for them, and that's a self-confidence issue. So how do we address that? So what we need to do is we need really to create another, a content funnel, if you like. Okay, I guess we're talking about content funnels, really. A funnel that will, address this. And the best way of, doing that, Surely there's an arrow we got, Andy. No, there isn't. Okay, let's just turn on. All in different directions, unfortunately. The time I've turned it round, it'd be quicker just to put a new arrow there. Right. So, yeah, we need to give them a kind of a content funnel where we are, changing their beliefs. And the best way that we can do that is that we can, give them proof, which are things like case studies, testimonials, that kind of stuff. That's one possible way. An even probably better one is to give them results in advance. Another one is to, unfortunately it's a word copyrighted by Disney, but basically, I'm sure I should have thought of it first. Imagineering, which in other words is what life would be like, once they can do it. The results in advance would show them that they can do it. And the other thing would be, giving them the missing steps, which might include skills or resources. Okay, and that sort of thing. So in your particular niche, you can probably work out, what these things are, and then you can create pages and videos. And again, like the sequence we used, where's he gone? That one. Let's just duplicate that one up. Like we did last week, is that email, or any of the other methods might be the way. I didn't really there. That we get them to see that particular content. There we go. Okay, so the email might be sending them to these videos and pages and whatever. This is that now they're content or enablers, as well as because there's no room there, but as well as the offer. Okay, let's get rid of that. So this is still a path or a route or whatever you want to call it, to making this happen. But instead of selling the product immediately, we're saying let's get them to the stage when they're ready. Because the thing that we said last week, that one will do, was that really the whole point of a funnel really, okay, let's just do a new slide for this. Here we go. The point of the funnel is to enable people to buy. Okay, and that might be, multiple, almost undoubtedly, multiple items. I'll just save them a minute. Because, going back to our OTO and all that kind of stuff, cross-sells, upsells, LTV, lifetime value, things that they'll buy, later on in time, that kind of thing, that's part of our, funnel. That's what we want the funnel to do for us. So, this is all happening. So, this is ultimately going to take them to, buy this offer down here. Okay, I'll put that up. here. Okay, and maybe this figure will go up to 30% now. Okay, and one of those emails could obviously be to get them to take the trial in my case, because that will be the ultimate proof if they can make it work and get results for it for themselves. And I give them whatever 7 days or a month or 2 months or whatever it is to work that out. So letting them do it is the biggest way to prove it. Okay, I say it's good, I say they'll get results, I let them do that in the trial, and when they see that working, then they can believe themselves, and also they're doing it, so that gets over this I've lost it now, over this confidence, where's it gone, over this confidence issue, self-confidence issue. But there's something else going on here which is equally important. Okay, and that is to draw more circles. No, that is to create the journey. Because what's happened, what I've described to you, here and here, even when we go around the houses with this, it's still really a linear funnel. Okay, still a linear funnel, and the reality is that most people are not linear. Okay, most people are, if we want a better word, random, because they're all at different levels of stuff. Okay, and also you have multiple solutions that might help them. So for instance, on the Anytime webinars, I've also got training that I can give them. I've also can have actual done for you shows. Okay, or partners who either want to promote your thing or want you to promote their thing, or they want to send you customers, or maybe you can send them customers. So there's all that kind of stuff going on. Let's make this a different colour. And what else have we got? So another huge thing. If they're doing offers and stuff, they probably need a page builder. So I've got one of those as well. They also, to get people to their webinars, they also need to know about advertising, and I've got stuff about that, both in terms of data spies and ad training, and possibly even targeting stuff and lists and stuff. Okay, if they're doing this and it's working well, then I have a premium webinar circuit that they can join. Okay, so there's all these different things. That's just the ones off the top of my head, but it doesn't begin and end with one thing. And as an entrepreneur, your biggest thing really. Let me just put a new. Let's do one. As an entrepreneur, as a startup. Okay, your biggest thing should be that your vision is people-based, not solution-based, or sorry, not product or solution-based. Okay, so you have to look at customers holistically, really, to maximise the money, because we also want yeah, we also want to be able to, to do things like, diversification. Some markets will go up and down and be seasonal, and things will go into fashion, and your competitors will be, in and out, competing with you until they go under, because they're not doing as well as you. So we want these things. We don't want to rely on just one thing. We can't rely on the fact that their one SaaS is going to, last for, say, more than, 3 years. 3 years is most tech. Maybe it'll be 5, maybe it'll be 10. But we don't want to be there in 10 years' time and not have anything, worth selling. Okay, that's not an entrepreneurial, viewpoint. As an entrepreneur, we want to be able to, have an evergreen lifetime business. And probably, that we can sell, when we retire, or our exit plan. Okay, for 10x the turnover, whatever it is. Okay, as an entrepreneur, we're not always, for the rest of our life, we're not going to do this. We're going to have other dreams and visions and things will come up that we want to follow, pursue. So we want to have an exit plan. So, again, we don't want to, build up a business for 3 years and then start again. Okay, we don't want to do that. So how do we avoid doing that? As an entrepreneur, it's just this. It's to make it people based. So what do I mean, by that? Simply that, in my example, okay, for the Anytime webinar software, what we're saying is basically that, generically, these people have a message and they have something to sell. Now, currently, the way they're going to sell that may be, or is, via webinars. And if they want them to scale, then they can't do it live. So they have to automate it. And to automate it, that means replays. But the trouble with replays is they're not events. So what my software does, it makes it an event again. And it does that concurrently and all that kind of stuff. But, come the day, there's no reason why, maybe, maybe webinars aren't popular. Okay, for some reason. But the point is that they still are always the thing that's evergreen. The evergreen component of the people. I don't want to talk to them about them as though they're things, but I will. Is that they have a message and something to sell. So the how they sell it may vary. Also, as we said, the journey, for them getting better at it, could be way more complex, and there's no reason why I can't expand and build the business and get in the new things, for that. One of the things that always is going to change, probably, almost certainly. Oops, what have I done there? What have I done there? Oh, hang on, I've gone right at the end. Oh, okay. The one thing that's always going to change is the traffic and the way that the adverts are done. Okay, psychology will change, results and tactics will change, new traffic sources will come up, new social platforms will come up, new ways of advertising will probably come up. It might become more endorsement and I forgot the word for that now. Influencer based. Okay, 10 years ago, influencers were, I don't think, even on the radar. Okay, it's a very modern thing from social networking. In the old days, we would be talking about things like placements. Getting something in a film, or getting a doctor to, know of our product. Those kind of things. Now we're talking about a group of people, who we nickname influencers, who can replace, advertising, what should we say, paths, channels, platforms. Okay, wasn't around, 10 years ago. I don't think. I don't remember them anyway. And something else is probably going to happen. So, even if webinars are still current in 10 years' time, the way that people send traffic to them and the way that they build communities, that's probably going to change. Okay, but as an entrepreneur, my vision, let's put it up there. My vision is that, but I'm able to do this because it's people based. Okay, I'm deciding what the people need to do. My business isn't webinars. My business isn't webinar software. My business isn't webinar replay, software or web or that. My business is enabling people with a message to sell something. That's my business. That's the evergreen component. That's the thing that I can build up and expand and grow and build, relationships with the people and help them with that and expand and grow in that way. So whatever happens to the webinars, whatever happens, to the software, if somebody comes along and, somehow does a better one than me and I can't, for some reason, I can't compete, then I still have a list of people, of ex-customers now, who still have a message and something to sell. So even if I can't do the webinar software anymore, I can do something about this. And that's my entrepreneurial vision, and that's why it's people-based. Okay? So how did I get onto that? Oh, yeah. So the thing about this, as I say, is, because it's people-based, we know we've got all this other stuff to do, and we can increase our lifetime value of the customers by offering them all this other stuff, and it doesn't have to be on the day. Okay? Maybe they're in buying mode on the day. We can, leverage that if we want to. But the point is that their lifetime value is going to be all of this. And the point is that they're never going to buy all of this in one day. Okay, this might be 100 grand's worth of stuff. Okay, they're not going to buy it in one day. So there's the funnel. Right? That's the journey. There's the funnel. Because at the top of all of this is the fact that they are people. Okay, and that's where my entrepreneurial vision comes in for my thing. Okay, now in my particular case, as we just said, let's just set that up. If I can find it, there it is. Make it a bit bigger. Because I don't have it selected. In my particular case, they're people with a message with something to sell. Okay, and that's what my journey, that's what my funnel is about. And basically the takeaway concept here is probably going to seem very simple, hopefully, and probably very obvious. Okay, but the big funnel insight that I want you to take away today, because I'm going to end now, is that most people think that funnels are a linear thing over time from A to B, which are kind of all the same. Okay, but the point is that's not actually true, because people are people, and they have growth in their own lives. So they also change over time. So what we really have is, this journey, this client journey. It's from natural doing it that way, but anyway, I'm going to do it that way. I want to draw it up for some reason. I don't know why. Is that we have this, growth path, even though it's upside down, of all the stuff that they need, on their journey. So, in reality, over time, it's probably going to look more like, oops, good, I'll be able to copy them there. More like this, in that in that they will grow and develop over time, themselves. I bet this isn't going to work out properly. No, okay, let's just start again. Okay, I don't need to draw many of them. I think you get the picture. Sorry, that one went, but I'm not going to waste time straightening it. I wonder if that one will let me copy it. Yeah. So you can see, they're going to buy more and more things over time. So that gives us this, this kind of growth thing in terms of, LTV and all that kind of stuff. Whereas most people, let's take that one, only worry about, because I don't want it the other way around, they only worry about, kind of jam today, if you like, which means that they're, they want to pile it on here. And I'm not saying, necessarily don't do that. It's up to you. They can make a flag out of it. Never knew that. There we go. I made a pig's ear of it then, but we got away with that. They're just worried about, jam today, so they just want to pile it on here. And then, a little later on, maybe they'll burn them out, with affiliate offers. Okay, and then maybe, that'll be it. Actually, I'll make that one bigger. Okay, whereas in reality, if you treat them right and you're helping them, to succeed, it's actually this, this kind of path here, although I'd rather it went up, but anyway. That's most people's short-sighted, visions. So they think, how can I get the most out of it today? Okay, and they kind of stop there. But, if these people are going to be in business, themselves for, 5 to 20 years, then look at all the stuff you're missing out. Okay? Now, that's not just, list building. That's actually, a product lineup, if you like, which is back to, what I just showed you on that other slide. Sorry about that, Crooked. In that, we've got all this other stuff that we can do as they grow. Okay? That's not just list building, because the whole thing is this. Now, why is the whole thing this? It's because people are different. Let's just take a circle here. Because people are at different levels. I'll just call that people levels, but people at different levels. There we go. Okay, and you can attract them, and you'll pick them up at these different things. So somebody might be at this level or want this particular solution, in which case they come into you here. But maybe they have or haven't done this thing here. So after you've done this, then maybe, just maybe, you're going to tell them about this. Or maybe, just maybe, I think that one will copy. You're going to tell them about this one. So we have to have all these things in place in order to tell them about it. So as a business, we need to know what our range of solutions is. I know that sounds really stupid, but we do. Okay, and that's all good and dandy if it's like that. But you see, the reality is that now we've got somebody else. Okay, and maybe they're further up the chain. Okay, don't worry about the fact that they're a bit squiffed. And other people might be back here. They might even be, off the chart here somewhere. They haven't even worked out that they want this. Or maybe they have, and they want this. But you can see how that this is going to get very complicated, very cluttered, very quickly. Okay? And that's because people are at different levels, at different times, and want different solutions. So your real funnel, come here. There we go. Finger trouble. There we go. Maybe it's that one. So your real funnel, when you take into account this, and particularly this, okay, and that this is their actual objective, that's really what your funnel is. Because all the time, you need to demonstrate to them, this is important, so I'm going to do it. I know I said I was going to stop, but I'm going to stop now. You need to demonstrate to them, or basically your funnel demonstrates to them that you can help them along their journey. Okay, that's really the goal of your funnel. The funnel isn't about, this jam today mentality of stacking offers. Okay, again, I'm not saying don't do that. You do, what your heart and your bank account tells you to do. But the real funnel, the deep funnel, is actually about this thing being actually not a one-dimensional, stack everything together, jam today, kind of thing that this is. Okay, I'll even put jam today there. Yeah. Okay, it's not, we need to get over this jam today mentality, because that's not the evergreen entrepreneurial vision that you should be having. Okay, the entrepreneurial, startup, vision. I mean, the word startup, it means that you're on, rung one, and we get obsessed with the fact that, it's about rung one. But as an entrepreneur, it shouldn't be about rung one. That's just the first step. What we're really aiming to do is to cater for this two-dimensional journey that people have, and that isn't just you flogging a product. Okay, there's a big difference. It's not about you flogging a product and maybe downsizing it or adding in crap just to build the value of the offer up. Okay, the point is that your concern, your duty of care to your customers, is that you should be helping them grow, and they're going to grow over time. Okay, and they're going to grow not just over time, but in needs and abilities and what they require and what they're trying to achieve. So it's a two-dimensional. This isn't really a funnel, but it's a two-dimensional. What can we call it? Model. Let's call it a model. It's a two-dimensional model. It may even be three-dimensional, but I haven't worked out the third dimension yet. And as I say, it's going to cater for all these different people, at these different levels. Because if you're only focusing on these people, well, when they've done that, where do they go? What do they do? Well, they want to do this. If you're not doing it, they're going to go to somebody else. Okay, and it also means you're not addressing or even trying to get these people, or these people, or these people. So this 2D funnel is where where the smart money is. Actually, I haven't got room to put it there. I'll put it over here. Okay, so the takeaway today is that we should be looking at two-dimensional, deep funnels. That's where the smart money is. And part of the way that we're going to do that, we're not going to cover that now, but part of the way that we cover that, why won't that go up there, is it's not big enough, is with, oh heavens, a thing called interactive funnels. Okay, because there's a way of automating all of this. Not that. Hang on, let me draw a thinner line and add that one. There's a way of automating all of this, and that's what the interactive funnel does. So that's one of the things we'll talk about, down the road. Okay, but as I say, the big takeaway, for today is basically that a funnel isn't a one-dimensional, jam today mentality. It should be, over the whole life of the customer. Okay, because that will make you the most money. That will give you the big thing that you can sell. Where did I put that? As your exit plan. Where on earth did I put that? I'm sure we said it today. I've lost it anyway, but somewhere I talked about your exit plan. I thought I did it somewhere there, but anyway. No, I've lost it. Anyway, I'm sure I said it. As an entrepreneur, there it is. We want to concentrate on our, to have our exit plan implemented, because that, as an entrepreneur and as a startup, that's what you should be doing. Because the startup is step one in being an entrepreneur. You're not gonna, you're not gonna be a startup forever. At some point, you're going to move from startup to what? Well, what we want, is an evergreen, lifetime business. I haven't got room to put it there. Let's put it there. so that it fits. Okay, that's, as an entrepreneur and a startup, that's what you should be thinking about. And this is the mechanism, this deep funnel, 2D deep funnel, is the way that we, it's the mechanism that makes this possible. Okay, which is our 2D deep funnel. Okay, that's it. So that's all for now. I'll see you tomorrow, or I'll see you next week for the next in this series of funnels for startups or entrepreneurs, probably I should say, really. So I'll see you then. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.